Wizard.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You're watching Sports Talk with BYU. Doing my early edition of the broadcast. We getting ready to talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team, but there's a certain player I want to highlight during the first part of this segment. Won't hold you long. Only thing I ask that you do, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. And if you like to continue to support the broadcast in any kind of way, you can do it through Cash App, Super Chat, or simply just join the membership. If you join the membership, we will be highly appreciated if you do. All right, let's get right into it. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. What's up, Sid? Hendrick, what's going on? How you feeling? He said the OC and the DC is not no good. Secondary. We don't need all that coverage about our team if we're not winning nothing. It's embarrassing. Pat Sherman, play calling, outdated. Pat has to go. Get out the booth. All right. Well, thank you. We appreciate for your opinion on that topic right there. But hey, Drelon Miller. I want to talk about Drelon Miller. Drelon Miller, they finally use him in the right position that I think since I've been covering Colorado. He's not a slot receiver, even though he's been playing slot receiver for the last year and part of this year. You can get the best of what's going on, BD. You can get the best of Drelon Miller ability, just like they did starting off doing this game against BYU. You know, we lost against BYU 24-21 in a close game, a game that could have been won if they had stayed with the script they started off with, in my opinion. Pat Sherman had a good game plan for us, the offense, starting off with Drelon Miller back there, with Caton Salter and Michael in the backfield. Last year, Drelon Miller also started the game as a running back last year, but some kind of way, they always move from it when it works. And during this game, it was working good. What's going on, Lewis Daniel? It was working good starting off with Drelon Miller in the backfield. They got their first two drive was a score. And they got complacent. Pat Sherman went back to his old play calling when Shador was there. And that's when the energy died. That's when the offense died. That's when they just couldn't get it together. They was moving the ball with Drelon Miller in the backfield, running along with K. Salt. The same kind of plays they were running with Drelon Miller, they could have ran them same plays with Cajun Salter as quarterback. They were running on that left side with Jordan C. and the tight end, and sometimes they had Yo-Yo over there on that tight end. Xavier Hill was right there at that left guard. They was dominating. I mean, dominating BYU on that first two drives. And what happened, they got away from it, and then they went to halftime. And after halftime, during halftime, and when BYU came out, BYU was waiting on that play. They knew the formation, and they adjusted, and Pat Sherman didn't counter that adjustment. He kept trying to do the same thing. It didn't work. See, you got to, when another team adjusts on you, get films on you, and they adjust on you, you must adjust back on them. And the way that Pat Sherman adjusted was going back to them same old plays from last year and early part of the year, and it just didn't work. That's when the offense stalled. But Drelon Miller, hey, I think he's the offensive player of this game to me. He had a good game. What were his stats? His stat was something like this. Drelon Miller rushing. He had 8 attempts, which wasn't enough. He should have had 10 more attempts. He had 52 yards. If he had got 10 more attempts, he probably would have had 100-yard rushing. His average per attempt, 6.5. He was averaging 6.5 per yard. 6.5, family. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. 2 carries. You get a ball to him 2 times in a row, that's a first down. Don't take 10 yards to get a first down. His longest run was 16 yards. He had 1 TD rushing. Well, they also use him in the passing game. He had 2 receptions for 27 yards, 13.5 average. His longest touchdown pass was 19 yards. If Pat Sherman had continued to use Drelon Miller in the game plan, just like they started off, Colorado would have still had a good opportunity to win this football game. So Drelon Miller, hey, my hat's off to you. You stood up like a champ. You struggled part of the first 3 games, but you came back this game, and hey, you did your thing. Once again, like I say, Drelon Miller, he played good.
It's going to be Miller again. Keeps it. Plows his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
Drelon Miller. They had kept giving that ball to Drelon Miller. Drelon Miller would have made a difference in the game. But Pat Sherman always does something to derail that offense in his play calling. He did good the last game, but in the BYU game, he went back to the old ways, and Coach Prime got to call him out for that. Coach Prime is the coach.
It's going to be Miller again. Keeps it. Plows his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
When Pat Sherman started going back to his old ways, that's when Coach Prime must intervene. If he's seeing something that he don't like, Coach Prime got to interrupt that play. He got to pull that headset down, that microphone down, and said, no, we are not going back to that. We need to stick what's working. That's what he got to do. That's what a head coach got to do, fam. They got to coach better. You're right. They got to coach better. What's going on, Jake? Yeah, they got to coach better. They definitely got to do that. They definitely got to do that. And they got the talent to win. They could have easily won this game. This game here could have easily been won. They could have easily. Yeah. Yeah, they could have easily won this game. Easy. This is a game. They should be 4-0. 4-0. And the coaching, I have to admit, the coaching don't let them down a couple times now. Don't let them down a couple times. But if they continue to use Drelon Miller, he's a wide receiver. He's a running back, and he can catch the ball better out of the backfield. instead of on the line of scrimmage as a wide receiver, as a slot wide receiver, because he's not a good route runner. It seems like he don't have good hands this year for his receiving the ball. And when they put him in the backfield, just like I had been saying, you got to put somebody else in that slot. They still didn't use Q Gibson enough for me in that slot position. Q Gibson is a game changer. His speed and his route running, once he get past that first level, oh man, your defensive back and your safety gonna be on press, because he gonna put some pressure on him. See, he about the owner wide receiver on the team that is a good route runner. To me, he can get over. He can get off the line of scrimmage. Ain't no struggling getting off the line of scrimmage. You got to put hands on Q6. If you don't put no hands on Q6, his release is so awesome. Awesome. That's where the mismatch problem come in at for other teams when they want to play Colorado. But Colorado coaching staff got to notice that. They got to notice that. I know they talking about the players need to watch films. Look like the coaching staff the one who need to. It look like they one who need to watch films, man. It just, I hate they could have won. That game was there for them. That game and the Georgia Tech game. Like I said, Colorado should not have been on loss no games. Every game they should have been won. And they got to use better formation to get their wide receivers off. Man, you got Omarion Miller. You got Sincere Brown. No way offensive coordinator should not game plan for those two special type of wide receivers. I mean, they ain't got to be no wide receiver. They just special type football players. You got a wide receiver who's 6'5" that can run a 4.3. This dude should at least have, you should at least try 10 times per game to get that ball to him. He should have 10 plays out of 60 should go to him. Omarion Miller, the same way. He should have 10 plays that designed to get that ball to him right away. That's 20 plays out of 60 per game. That ain't hard to do. That's not hard to figure out. They your playmaker. They your best player. Drelon Miller should have 10 plays out of your 60 that ball should hit his hand and give him a chance to make plays. Q for 6 should have 10 plays that come to him, because he's a game changer. He's a definite problem for a defense. K. Salter should have the ball in his hand and design runs at least 10 per game. That's your offense right there. That's your offense right there. And the other 10 can go to the running backs. Them your playmakers. Sincere Brown, Omarion Miller, Q for 6, Drelon Miller, and K. Salter. You can throw your tight end in there too. Them your playmakers. That's where the ball need to go ASAP. You got to design plays for that. Design plays for that. I ain't talking about no bubble screen. No. I ain't talking about no hitches. No. I'm not talking about that. You can use Sincere Brown on you can use them on crossing patterns. You can run more post patterns. They did not take a shot downfield at all. What's going on, Miss Williams? How you doing this morning? Thank you. James Johnson, what's up? James Johnson said time for a able change to use the good wide receivers they have. They got good wide receivers, bro. Real good one. Real good one. But they just ain't designing no plays to get the ball to them. You must identify your two best players on the team. And your two best players on the team right now, for the wide receiver, is going to be like it always been. Omarion Miller and Sincere Brown. You got to figure out a way to get them the ball quickly. And Q for 6 too. Them guys, they're game changers. You got Drelon in the backfield. See, they don't have no counters off of them plays that Drelon Miller was running. See, Drelon Miller was just in the shotgun, they just snapping the ball to him. He doing a wildcat, just running that way. Well, guess what? If you run that play several times and in the same formation, Miss Pillar Smith, what's going on? If you run that play several times in that same formation, K Salted on this side, he go in motion to the right. They snap the ball to Drelon Miller, and he run to the left with Yo-Yo over there, right? Well, what you ought to do, substitute Yo-Yo for your tight end. Have him back one step off the line of scrimmage, right? You counter that move with Drelon. They snap the ball with Drelon and do a reverse with your tight end or Cecile Brown coming back the other way. That's how you counter that move. Even though BYU going to be looking for Drelon Miller to run the football, you counter that. You counter that with a reverse. You can counter that throwing a pass back to K Salt. You counter that move by doing a reverse with Cecile Brown. So you can keep them off track. Then their defense won't know what you've been wrong. See, once they came out of halftime and they tried to go back to that play, BYU have already made the adjustment. And that's where Pat Sherman didn't make the counter move, didn't make the adjustment to account that defense. See you, Buck, what's going on? They got to do that. They got to do that. They must do that. It's a must. You must have a counter of each play you run. You just do. You just do. You're not going to be successful if you don't. But Coach Prime, hey, he was hot during halftime. Coach Prime went in on him halftime. Let me see, can I find that video? Yeah.
We can dominate this game if y'all do your jobs and turn it up. You got to hold them accountable. Linebackers, y'all got to do your darn job. Do your darn job. Y'all the linebackers, come on, man. I'm depending on y'all. Y'all are better than this. You got to look over there and want to whoop that dude, man. There's got to be something inside of y'all that want more. Y'all selling it. Don't sell it. Don't ever sell it.
Coach Prime, what's going on? I love CC. Good morning this morning. Good morning. Appreciate you. What's up, Miss Val? Look, Coach Prime was hot. Coach Prime went off on that defensive coordinator now. He said, man, get your folks right, man. Get your linebackers right, too, Coach Hart. Coach Prime went off during halftime. Yeah. Coach Prime said, don't let up. Y'all letting up. You can't give up. And he told him right. He was telling him right. Coach Prime got to hold everybody accountable now. See, you don't let the season just about got away from you. The whole season just didn't start right. It just didn't start right. It started when Coach Prime started with that quarterback controversy after one game, and the players looked like they got all upset, and the coaching staff looked like they didn't know what to do. They freaked. I'll tell you, listen, fam, let's be honest. They freaked out over that Georgia Tech loss. They did. So the coaching staff panicked. I ain't gonna say they freaked out. They panicked after they lost the game to Georgia Tech. But they got to realize Georgia Tech was a good game. Georgia Tech was a good team. And Colorado played a good game. So it wasn't no reason to create a quarterback controversy when you know you got to play Houston, and Houston was in your conference. You gave a game away that you should have won, and you would have had a couple games to play with. Now that you lost the game to Houston, now that you don't lost the game to BYU, that's not, you can't play with you got to win out. And it's still a possibility you won't lose, you won't win or be in the Big 12 championship. You really don't handcuff yourself to experimenting with quarterback changes. You don't do that. Most teams don't do that. Early in the season, nah, because you had all season to prepare and to recognize who your starting quarterback was. At first, remember, you went to Big 12 Media Day saying it was a quarterback competition with Julian Lewis and Caden Salter. That's what Coach Prime put out. Then he came back and named K. Salter the starting quarterback, and he said these words. Y'all knew that. Caden gonna be the starting quarterback. Hey, y'all knew that. Well, if we knew that, we would listen to you. You were saying it was a quarterback competition. If K Salter won it, he just won, right? So what I can't understand, how you go from a quarterback competition, K Salter #1, and you faked us out like Junior Lewis will bag up quarterback. But you went to your third string quarterback against Houston. That don't make sense to me. And Coach Prime started the quarterback competition controversy with that move right there. If Junior Lewis went to the Big 12 Million Day, he should have been the quarterback starting a Houston game instead of Ryan Starr. Ryan Starr was QB3 for a reason. Didn't nobody have Ryan Starr on their list for as a starting quarterback. They just didn't. You just didn't, family. I'm just keeping it real. You know me. It's Monday. It's Monday. I keep it real on Monday. After you sit back and look at this thing, it wasn't no quarterback. If Junior Lewis was in a quarterback battle, he should have started against the Houston game. All of a sudden, now he's quarterback #3. See, you went through the offseason and fall camp splitting reps with Junior Lewis and K Salter with the first team. If you knew Junior Lewis wasn't ready, you should have went on and gave K Salter all the reps with the #1 offensive team, and the offense would have been clicking right now because you took reps from K Salter with the #1 offense. If you wasn't really gonna give Junior Lewis a shot at being QB1. And all that go back to Coach Prime. All that go back to the offensive coordinator. You handcuffed him. See, they could have been learning more. They could have been learning more and being familiar with K Salter. And that report that came out that Coach Prime said he had to sit down with K Salter. See, you should have did that during the fall camp. Anything that you wanted K Salter to know, you should have sat him down fall camp. And that's told him everything, what you expect on him. Then everybody would have been on the case. See, K Salter was thinking that he didn't know he was going to be QB1 because, quote unquote, they haven't been promised nothing. And that's why this offense is not in sync. It was created by Coach Prime. See, that's just poor. That's the poor leadership right there. And Coach Prime got to own that one. Because the season done got away. It about done got away. It about done got away because the team ain't in sync. The players are not engaged. Because if you tell them one thing and then you do another one, they check out on you. See, today's youth are not like when I was growing up. They got that NIL out there. Them guys got their money. They going to get their money. Every month they going to get their money. That's what a big confusion coming in at. But still, they can come together. The season ain't over. The season ain't over. And it is going to be it is. It's going to be it is. But one thing I can say, Coach Prime also started out wrong. If he think each quarterback that come to Colorado gonna be Shedeur or got to compete with Shedeur, that's the wrong message to send a quarterback anyway. Shedeur Sanders' name should not come up out of Coach Prime's mouth when talking about to his quarterback. They ain't Shedeur. They K Salter. They Ryan Starr. They Juju Lewis. They not Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur didn't do everything great. He just had some dogs, Travis Hunter, and LaJonte out there and go get it. And right now, they don't have that in their wide receivers right now. Let's keep it real. This Monday morning. Keep it real. Coach Prime calls a lot of this stuff himself. To me, when I sit back and check it out, if Coach Prime really didn't want to coach because Shedeur was gone, he should have told them folks. He should have just told him, say, hey, my heart and my hopes are gone. Shador done moved on. They are only the reason why I'm coaching. They are the only reason why I'm coaching. They are the only reason why I'm coaching. He done said that. I got into coaching because of Shador and Shiloh. Well, they gone. They gone. And them timeouts that Coach Prime be keeping at the end of the quarter, second half, and end of the time, he wouldn't have done that with Shador. He would not have done that with Shador. He would have called that timeout and gave them more chance to score. It ain't like their defense was lights out against BYU. Money man, what's going on? It ain't like they defense a lockdown defense. You knew you had to score some more. You had plenty of time to score before halftime of that BYU game. Not one time, Coach Prime should have pulled that damn mic down and told Pat Sherman, we got to take a shot down the field at some point in the game. They throwing flags on our defense. Hell, maybe they owe us one. Especially at the end of the half. You ain't got nothing to lose. And that play where they did call timeout and told K. Salter just run back and run the clock out for 3 seconds. And then he threw it out of bounds. Man, you know that was a penalty. K. Salt wasn't even outside of the tackle box when he threw that ball out of bounds to end that half. That was grounding. The referee just wanted to go on and end the half. They just wanted to go on and end the half because everybody else had left the field. That was a grounding. I looked at it. I done looked at it 3 times. That's grounding. You can't continue to tell people you got NFL, Hall of Famers, and coaches and then do stuff like that. It really don't make sense. Matter of fact, to me, I don't think you need no NFL coach. You need Coach Prime need a good college offensive coordinator and a good college defensive coordinator. He need that. He need that going forward if he started next year. Let Pat Sherman go on. Let Robert Livingston go on. Warren Sapp go on. He got to find him some guys that been in college that can teach technique, that can teach formation and for college, not NFL, for college. College and NFL are different. Somebody that know X and O's, and you need a quarterback coach on the sideline with K. Salter or Julian Lewis or whoever. They got some little boy, probably ain't but 19 years old with some damn yellow jacket over there with a pad on, with an iPad in the hand, talking to K. Salter. He don't know a damn thing about no football, I bet you. He's that dumb. You know, that's what you got to have. You got to have that. If you can't go lacking in the quarterback room. Your offensive coordinator, if he's going to be upstairs, you got to bring you a quarterback coach downstairs, just like last year. You had Pat Sherman on the sideline with Shador with an iPad last year after every play. Well, K. Salter sitting on the sideline on the bench, he ain't got nobody to talk to. Hell, he got the pad. He talking to Omarion Miller. Hell, he got the pad talking to another guy that look, they younger than him. I'm just keeping the buck with you right now. You know, they just got, money man, you're right. Yeah, execution of the plays. You're right. They got to execute. They are poor route runners. Ain't but 2 route runners on the team. That's Q Gibson and Isaiah Hart. They are pure route runners. They can get off that line of scrimmage and run a route. And running, that dude, that number 45, he a good route runner. You can tell who can run the route. Omarion Miller is not a good route runner. Just not. He's a good post runner. He can run straight to the post. And he don't have the speed. But he's a good possession wide receiver. If you get it to him. Because 9 times out of 10, he's going to be bigger than the defensive back. He's going to be bigger than the defensive back. He ain't got no blazing speed or nothing like that. And it's a lot of things that you can do to help this team be better. What's up, Miami? What's up, Benzo? Truth Tell Max Miller. What's going on? But it's a lot of things they can correct to save the season. But if they don't, this thing goes sour quick because their defense is really the problem of it all. A lot of people want to say K-Salt. Listen, if you take K-Salt tonight, you won't win a game with neither one of these quarterbacks. You won't win a game with Ryan Staub. He already showed you who he is. And I promise you, I know a lot of you, and I ain't going to knock y'all from want to see Juju. You ain't going to win no game with Juju. You just ain't. Just not. You got to have a quarterback in college that can escape the pocket when it break down. But K-Salt, the problem is he want to go backwards instead of going forward. He got to get out of that. He ain't never done that. He didn't do that at Liberty. He step up and run. K-Salt don't want to take no hits. I don't notice that too. He run out of bounds when he see he about to get hit. He get down when he run in the middle instead of trying to get an extra yard. And that's why on that last play, before he threw that interception, it was two wide receivers coming across the middle. I don't forget who they were. They were coming. K-Salt looked at it. I mean, all he had to do was just throw it. It was 3rd down and 3. Check this out. All right, the play before that play, K-Salt took off. He ran for about, what, 25 to 30 yards, and they called Amarion Miller for the hold, which I think that was questionable, but hey, he got called for the hold regardless. All right, that was 3rd and 1. All right, they threw that flag and came back, and it was 3rd and 3. That play right there, they had two out, they called a crossing play, which was a perfect play, perfect call play. K-Salt looked at it. I mean, he looked at it. He just didn't throw it for whatever reason. I don't know if he didn't see him or nothing. That's when Coach Prime looked at the scope and said, damn, he wide open, which he was. But K-Salt so busy trying to escape the pocket. But K-Salt got to know they made an adjustment after those first 2 touchdowns. BYU made an adjustment on Colorado, and that's why they didn't count. What was the adjustment? They put a spy, number 17, the fastest player on the field, to guard and run with K-Salt. And K-Salt couldn't run away from him. They told number 17, don't you worry about nobody but K-Salt. Wherever he go, you go. As soon as K-Salt to leave that pocket, go directly toward him, and that's what he did every play. And K-Salt should have known that. He been playing football too long not to know that. Just not to know that. He should have known that. Every time he left that pocket, number 17 was right there on his tail. And he couldn't outrun him. He couldn't outrun him. That boy was the fastest player on the team. Number 17 was the fastest one on the field. And he had K-Salt all night. After those 2 first touchdowns, you ain't getting nothing there. You got him locked down. That's when coaching come in at. The coaching part come in at right there. They should have had a quarterback, coach, or offensive person on the sideline letting K-Salt to know you cannot leave that pocket. They got to spy on you. Got to spy on you. You got to go through your progression. First read, second read. If it ain't there, go. To me personally, hell, if the first read ain't there, go. I'd rather K-Salt get 2 to 3 yards instead of losing 15 to 20. I'd rather him gain 2 yards or 3 yards on the run instead of 15 to 20. Because he's doing the same thing that Shador did last year. And you ain't going to win. You're not going to win going backwards. You can't make a bad play a worse play. You can't. You put your team in a hole. I'd rather you be 3rd and 6 than 3rd and 18. It is what it is because for some reason, Pat Sherman play calling for 15 yards, it ain't in his playbook. They don't never use the middle of the field. The middle of the field is wide open for Colorado wide receivers. They was playing a cover 2 and a cover 3 all game long. Cover 2 and a cover 3 is to take away your bounders, outside leverage. And that play ain't going to be there. And that's what Colorado was running their routes to all game long, all season long. That's where their routes are. They don't run no routes in the middle of the field. In the median, 10 to 15-yard routes, they don't run those routes. Their offense is too elementary. It's too elementary. Too elementary. But they can change this thing. They still can change this thing. They still can get what they need to get. So it is what it is. They still can do what they can do. They can get it together. They got the players to get it together. As long as they continue to use Drelon Miller in that backfield with another running back, and they got to get Q6 in the game, y'all. Family, they got to put Q6 in the game. They got to get them in the game, and they got to use them. They got to design some plays for them to get off. They must. Perry, TD, what's going on? Watch Lock, what's up? They must. I'm telling you, they must design some plays from Cecile Brown and Q6. They can change the game for them. They can change that game for them. Or they could have stayed with what they were doing in the first two drives. And they could have took BYU out that first half. The first half, the game would have been over if they had a script. Stayed with the script. Drelon and K-Salt. Drelon and K-Salt was dominating the first two drives. They messed around and got away from it. And once they got away from it, they went back to their old plays from when Shador was quarterback. That ain't going to work. If they had to stay with what they were doing, it might have been boring. It might not have been sexy, but you needed a win. You can't win. You can't lose a BYU team because they in your conference. It's a Big 12 game. They in your conference. You can't lose no more conference game. You got to win ugly. If you want to win ugly, you should have win ugly. Running that ball, all they need was if they could have, after that first two drives, they scored them touchdowns. If they had scored 10 more points off the next two, game would have been over. It would have been over before halftime. It would have been over with at halftime because they would score two more times. Could have ran them same play, but once they went to halftime, BYU made the adjustment, and then in the third quarter, we went out there and stopped them and got the ball back, and they tried to go back to Drelon, but guess what? They went into halftime to make that change, and they couldn't run that play. When they saw K-Salt motion to the right, they knew Drelon finna run that ball again, and that linebacker right there to me, and them plays didn't work because they made the proper adjustment, and Colorado didn't. K-Salt told you in the press conference, we didn't make the adjustment after they made the adjustment, and it didn't work. Just didn't work. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, that's where their problem's at. They are not a man-to-man football team. Nobody on that team can play man-to-man. DJ McKinnon. Coach Prime can talk about DJ McKinnon all he wants. DJ McKinnon is not him. He let him went to Tennessee. Coach and Hood was him. That's the person they should have kept and gave the money to. DJ McKinnon is not him. He's a zone player. He ain't no man-to-man. He ain't no Travis Hunter. He ain't none of them that. Preston Hart don't got worse. His draft stock is way down. DJ McKinnon don't went down too. The boys ain't no first-round draft pick. If Coach Prime can talk that trash all you want to. He my dog. He can sell me on a lot of stuff, but he ain't gonna sell me on this. Preston Hart got beat like a drum. He been getting beat like a drum all year long. All year. Ever since he got injured. Ever since that Kansas State game last year, he been getting beat one-on-one. I'd rather have him back there at safety because he's a hit. I'd rather have Preston Hart back there with Takifa Byers as the safety instead of a cornerback or a slot because he's getting beat off the line of scrimmage. He getting beat. Tion Pauls, who I promoted him all year long. But guess what? But guess what? He calls them the game. If anybody calls them the game, it's T.R. Paul. He gave up 2 touchdowns in the end zone, and he had an interception that could have ended the game for Colorado. The ball went straight through his hand, and the other dude caught it and ran down. I said, ain't this a damn T.R. Paul? How you missed that? The quarterback throw the ball right to him. T.R. Paul, they throw it right to him. And the ball just went straight through his hand, and the other guy catch. I said, what the? And then T.R. Paul have a nerve to go on Instagram and post that what he posts. Anybody want me? I'm available. Yeah. If I was Coach Prime, ain't no way in the hell I send T.R. Paul. I'll tell you what, you can go and get off the team now. You don't gave up 2 touchdowns. You had an interception, and you going to go over Instagram and post talking about, man, you don't get out of here. Coach Prime, y'all send his ass away. I'm going to go back and delete everything I done said about you. Everything. Everything. They ain't talking about anybody want me. And everybody said, hell no. He didn't get not one answer. Everybody, they lit him up. I think he got 100 response. Everybody, boy, they drilled his ass over there on Instagram. Oh, they're talking about do anybody want him. Man, you don't gave up 2 touchdowns. You don't gave up 2 touchdowns and you missed an interception. Then talking about it, you available? Man, no, don't nobody want you. Colorado shouldn't want you. They should not want you. But when you go to the defensive side, you can't everybody want to give Robert Livingston a pass. Well, I can't, family. I'm just not. I'm not finna give Robert Livingston a pass because his defense sucks. He don't make no adjustment. He just stand that man-to-man. He ain't got a cornerback on the team that can play man-to-man. Every time Colorado in every game go to 3rd down in the first 3 series of the game, you're going to get a flag. Personal interference, pass interference, personal foul. Personal foul. Every game they don't start on 3rd down on the first series for the defense, they get a penalty flag. Omarion, who that was? Amir McNeil got a face mask. First, I said, here we go again. Here we go again. Couldn't get off the field on the first 3 plays. And that quarterback wasn't doing nothing. Yeah, you're right, see you, Buffalo Soldier. You're right. You're right. You're exactly right. And the quarterback for the BYU, man, look here. He was just going back there, just throwing the ball. Just throw it up in the air on 3rd down. Because he know what? The referee going to bail him out. He knew them defensive back was going to panic. And they panicked every time they were back there. They panicked out there, grab on that island by the. They don't did it every game. And Coach Prime, you the head coach, big dog. I know you're going to watch it. I know you're watching. Coach Prime, you the head coach. I know, Coach Prime, these guys can't play like you. Coach Prime, you were the best. These guys ain't like you. They don't have the speed that you have, Coach Prime. Tell your defensive coordinator, you got to help us out more. We got to play a zone. We are not no man-to-man team. Travis is gone. Travis Hunter gone. Coach Prime got to let his defense coordinator know we cannot play this game like this. We just can't. Our defensive back are terrible. And Coach Prime went off on him. Here you go right here.
We can dominate this game if y'all do your jobs and turn it up. You got to hold them accountable. Linebackers, y'all got to do your darn job. Do your darn job. Y'all in linebackers, come on, man. I'm depending on y'all. Y'all are better than this. You got to look over there and want to whoop that dude, man. There's got to be something inside of y'all that want more. Y'all selling it. Don't sell it. Don't ever sell it.
Coach Prime told him. He told the defense coordinator, Coach Andre Hart, man, get your guys right. Get your linebacker. I'm disappointed in y'all. He told him right. See, everybody want to say K-Salt. No. It's that defense. They can't stop nobody. They haven't stopped a running quarterback in 2 years with Robert Livingston as the defensive coordinator. Those just the facts. They haven't stopped a running quarterback in 2 years. Robert Livingston. Everybody want to give him a pass, but B. Watts ain't. B. Watts ain't. He got to get it together. Robert Livingston got to get it together. He got to get it together, family. He just got to get it together. From the defensive side, our defensive front, which I thought was going to be their strength, is their weakest part of their defense. They can't put no pressure on the quarterback. You need a defense that got 4 down linemen can put pressure on the quarterback so you won't have to blitz. Colorado been blitzing every game, every play this year. And they leave the middle of their defense wide open. Every play. Every play. Everybody on the line of scrimmage, and your Miller is wide open. Quarterback just got to break the line of scrimmage. Once he break that line of scrimmage, it's free sailing. Remember, it was 3rd and 18. It was 3rd and 18. That quarterback ran up the Miller and got 17 yards. Check this out. Check this out. The play before, they ran it with their running back. Tahifa Byers came down in the box and popped that running back. L.J. Martin, he went out the game with an injury, so it took him off the field. It's 3rd and 18. The running back off the field. The running back is off the field. So tell me, why would you line up everybody on the line of scrimmage? When the running back, the threat, other than the quarterback, is off the field with an injury, and you line up want to blitz everybody on 3rd and 18. This elementary stuff. 3rd and 8, you don't do that in youth league. The middle of your defense now is wide open. That quarterback know that, hey, the middle is wide on, everybody lined up on the line of scrimmage, so they finna blitz me. Only thing I got to do is make sure I get up by the offensive line. And if I get by this offensive line, I'm down, they're going to get a first down. And guess what? He got the ball. He did the Georgia Tech move. Faked like he was going to throw the pass, and he took off and got 17 yards. 17 yards while they was in man coverage. That is crazy. And Coach Prime got to know that. He's looking at it. Coach Prime always preach down and distance. Well, if they 3rd and 18, why are you on blitz? Why you just don't sit back in the zone? And if that quarterback on the run, everybody can run to him and tackle him before he get close to that first down. They kept the drive going. And then they hit him with that double reverse. They faked the run that way. That quarterback was doing all that stuff, and they gave it down to that guy that come around for the reverse. He ran in for the touchdown. Easy work. Easy work. Got a lot. They had a lot of mistakes. They just did, but they still could have won that game. With all of that going on, what's up, Jerry? With all of that going on, what's up, PC? What's up, Kane to Go? With all of that going on, they still had a chance to win the game. They had opportunities to win the game because it's just sad. Dollar Bill, what's going on? It's sad. They could have won that game. They could have won that game. They could have won the game easily. Easily. The game should have been over. Halftime, the game should have been over. Should have been over, family. But going forward, they can't play man-to-man. They shouldn't play man-to-man because TCU going to do the same thing to them. Everybody using the blueprint to beat Colorado what Georgia Tech did. Georgia Tech used the same blueprint what Baylor did last year. North Dakota State did last year. Kansas State did last year. Kansas did last year. Everybody's using the same blueprint. We ain't got to throw the ball on them. We just gonna quarterback run. The quarterback. They cannot, for some reason, for 2 years, they can't stop the quarterback run. And we're gonna talk about that. They can't stop the quarterback run, y'all. Jaheim Otis was the first player that Coach Prime got out of the transfer portal, and that's been a bad investment ever since. Biggest player on the team, he ain't got that want to. He ain't got that want to. He ain't got that want to. He too big to be like that. He too big. Then the player that helped them the most, Big Barnes, he go out there and do something crazy and got suspended for the first half. I'm just being straight with you. Their defense is letting them down. Robert Livingston defense is letting Coach Prime and the Colorado football down. To me, when I was coaching, if I got 21 points, I'm going to win that football game. You ain't finna beat me. If my offense can get me 20 points, I'm coming away with a win. That's 3 touchdowns. You score 3 touchdowns, you should win a football game. You should win a football game if you score 3 touchdowns. You should win a football game. Because ain't no way one player gonna beat me. I sell out. I sell out and take him away, make sure he don't beat me. They defense let them down. Cornerbacks, linebackers. They put all them linemen. They took all them linemen. They put everybody on line of scrimmage and still didn't come away with a sack. So what's the purpose of blitzing every play? You ain't putting no pressure on the quarterback. You ain't getting nowhere near. Arden Walker haven't done anything but got a safety since he's been playing. I'm going to repeat that again. Everybody want to say Arden Walker. Arden Walker was good last year, but this year, Boaz Tate, he got a safety last game, and that's it. To me, I'm playing them freshmen. I'm playing Alex McPherson, and I'm playing that number 44. I'm playing that number 44 and number 95. Or number 94, whatever number is. Alex McPherson, I'm playing him instead of Arden Walker. I'm playing number 44 on the opposite side instead of Arden Walker. They put pressure on that quarterback. They make him get up out that pocket. Them freshmen will make you get up out that pocket. Arden Walker ain't putting no pressure on no quarterback. Yep, you're right. They been the best, man. London Mary, that's his name. Yeah. They make you get up out of there. He makes you get up out of there. He puts that defense, he puts that offensive lineman right back there on them, both on them, on both sides. They collapse the pocket. Yeah, you're going to get up out of here. Hey, when them two in the game on the same side at the same time, yeah, you getting up out of there. That's why ain't no need of blitzing. The film, I'm looking at it. I don't know. I guarantee them coaches ain't watching film. I'm looking at the film. When they on the field, when those two on the field, London Merritt, appreciate the name, when London Merritt and Alex McPherson is on the field, you ain't got to blitz. They gonna send that quarterback to you because he got to get up out of there. You ain't got to send up all them blitzes. Them guys gonna send that quarterback to you. Every play. All you got to do is go back and watch the first 4 games. When they on the field together, I'm talking about together, not one arm at one time, together. They're on this one on this side and the other on this side. They're going to collapse that pocket and that quarterback gonna step up and he gonna get up out of there. He gonna send that, them two gonna send that quarterback to you. So ain't no need to having your linebackers on the outside and leaving your Miller wide open, because they gonna flush that quarterback up in that pocket to you. It's right there. I'm seeing it. I'm in Georgia looking at it. They're in Colorado on the field looking at it. That's why I'm saying Robert Livingston, really, he trying to run that NFL stuff. That shit ain't working up here in college, buddy. You don't have the talent to do that. You don't have the talent to do that. You don't have the talent to do it. Yeah, that's what it seemed like, big dog. That's what it seemed like, man. Yeah, them freshmen hell, dollar bill. Them freshmen hell, big dog. They hell, man. Them boys go to work. They don't get tired. They come back to the next play and do the same thing. They come back. Yeah, we do need. Yeah, we need, man. They got the talent to do it. The coaches just don't know how to do it. For some reason, they trying to make it difficult, but it ain't difficult. It's plain. It's plain as daylight. The problem with Colorado is the coaches want to play their favorite player instead of playing the best player. They playing favoritism, who they like. That's it. I like him because I like what he doing. Maybe another person don't do what's off the field. Sometime, man, fuck that off the field. Hey, man, he didn't go to class. He made a 70. Man, fuck that. You trying to win a football game. Man, that's your education. Ain't mine. Shit, you go in there and make that tiger. Get your ass in there and make that tiger. We'll deal with that later. I'll put you with Swayze later. I ain't gonna take you off the field. Hey, Coach Prime, yeah. We got a couple on, they were late to class. Okay, who was it? All right. Hey, he can't start. He can't play. I don't want him in. Why? He didn't go to class. He was late for class. God damn. You gonna kill it. You know who you finna play? Yeah. You do. Hey, put his ass with Swayze in 2 more weeks. You finna play. You in the Big 12. You can't lose no more. You don't messed it up in the Houston game. You want to play Ryan Starr to quote unquote to send Caden Salter a message. Hey, buddy, you can't do that. They sent you a message. You didn't send them no message. They sent you a message. Yeah. I'm not keeping it real. The season just didn't start out right. They lost to Georgia Tech. They should have won. They had an opportunity to win. If they had ran the same plays that they ran against Wyoming and the first 2 plays of BYU in the first game against Georgia Tech, they would have been 4-0. It would have been 4-0. But instead, they lost to Georgia Tech, and Coach Prime panicked. And we already know what happened, and the season is gone. Now, see, Coach Prime, he ain't been. If he don't win, they coming down on him now. First of all, they're going to say you can't win without Travis and Shador and Shiloh. That's the first thing they're going to say on him. That's the first thing they're going to say. That's the first thing they're going to come out. You got to win. That's why it's important to play your best players from the jump. Can't nobody tell me that Ben, about all the people, should have been starting before Byers at that safety position. Can't nobody tell me that now. A blind man can see that. They had Ben in the first 3 games, first two or three games, starting at safety before Tahifa Byers. Nah, dude, who evaluating that? If your defensive coordinator telling you that, you need to get you another defensive coordinator. Because he came from the NFL as a safety coach. And he should have known that. Hey, far as I'm concerned, BYU is the best defensive player that you got. What's up, Wayne Hood? There's no way he should have been sitting on the sideline at no time unless he was injured. Unless he was injured. So, it is what it is. Like I said, the season, it's about shot, man. Because you got to look at the teams you got to play next. You got to play TCU. I watched their film yesterday. TCU way better than BYU. They got to play Iowa State. Iowa State, they the best team in the Big 12 right now. They still got to play Arizona State. Arizona State beat TCU last week. They got to play Utah. Utah got a show enough running quarterback. He can't throw, but he gonna run it. Hey, they think BYU quarterback running. Wait till they play Utah. This black dude. Oh, he gonna run it. They got 4 games back to back. If they don't change, the defense don't come. Yeah, Carter ain't it. Start him out. He ain't got no business out there either. Nah, put him on special team. They gonna lose the next 4 games if the defense don't come and play. If this defense give up more than 20 points, or 21 or 24 points, they gonna lose. The next 4 games, not just the next game. They're gonna lose the next 4 games. They're not gonna beat these teams. These next 4 teams got a quarterback that run that football. They run that football. They run. And Arizona State got a quarterback that can run it and throw it, and they got a wide receiver that used to be with Colorado 2 years ago. He the best. Shit. He damn near better than Cecil Brown. They gonna have to deal with that. And we ain't got no cornerback that can deal with Arizona State wide receiver. We don't have no cornerback that can do that right now. We don't. That's just the God knows truth. And the way they don't play. Unless they change. Unless they surprise us. Unless they shock us. But Marshall Faulk was telling Drelon.
Talk to you real, okay? Talk to you real. Watch this. Great run. That's whole shit. You don't play receiver no more. You don't do that. That's over. You keep your feet moving. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get hurt. Run through that shit.
Yeah. That Marshall Faulk said, I'm finna keep it real with you, all right? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I remember the play you talking about. When Drelon was running that ball down there to the goal line and he stopped, Marshall Faulk said, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That whole shit. That's some whole shit. You run through him. Don't stop. That shit, that get you hurt. Marshall Faulk, hell, what? Marshall Faulk said, I'm finna keep it real with you. No, that whole shit. You punk it. You try to say, Drelon, you punked out. You should have lowered your shoulder and ran over him. No, you stop. Shuffle your feet. Marshall Faulk said, that shit, that get you hurt. One more time, just in case y'all didn't hear. Listen.
Talk to you real, okay? Talk to you real. Watch this. Great run. That's whole shit. You don't play receiver no more. You don't do that. That's over. You keep your feet moving. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get hurt. Run through that
shit. Marshall Faulk said, nah, we don't teach that right there. Nah, that whole shit. You run through that. You shuffle your foot. That's how you get you hurt. I'm going to keep it real with you. Drelon Miller going to be all right, though. But still, Drelon Miller is the offensive player of the game against BYU. If they had to continue to stay with Drelon Miller in that first half, before they made their changes at halftime, Colorado probably would have won that game. Would have won the game. Him and K Salt were killing them the first 2 drives of the game. But Pat Sherman went back to the old way. They were cruising. They thought the game was over. No, you can't. They thought it was easy. No, not the way your defense been playing. It wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to be easy. the way your defense. You got to have a killer instinct. Take them out. Coach Prime been hollering, dominate for the last 2 seasons. You don't take your foot off the gas. You try to beat a team 50-0, 60-0, 70-0, just like these other coaches out there doing. Let's keep it real. They got to dominate. They ain't got that mentality. Pat Sherman ain't got that mentality. They ain't got that mentality. Bury a team. They were like that last year. Take their foot off the gas when they got a team down. Everybody else, you turn out there, play a smaller team. Man, they beat teams out there 70-3, 65-10. Colorado ain't got that mentality. You heard Coach Prime on Well Off. I watched Well Off last night when they put out the last practice before the BYU game. And they titled the YouTube title, y'all ain't no killers. Coach Prime stopped practice and make them run the defense, because he know that defense are. You heard Coach Prime in the post-game show. They played just like they practiced. That's why they were running during the practice. The defense, every time they score, make y'all run. And that's why they run. And Coach Prime said, y'all ain't no killers. I hear Holland talking about y'all some killers out there. Hey, try to listen to that NBA young boy. They out there listening to that NBA young boy. Yeah, Coach Ryan said, man, y'all ain't no killers. Get y'all ass on that line. Run. Run, nigga, run. Y'all ain't no killers. Y'all ain't no killers. That's what Coach Ryan said. Coach Pride, you hell, bro. Coach Pride, hell, man. Coach Pride said, y'all ain't no killers. Y'all ain't no killers. It is what it is. Well, look here. I got to get out of here, man. I got to get out of here, man. Shots fired. What's up, Wayne? You look better than night. What's going on? PC. Hey, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me early this morning, man. I decided I want to do something early this morning. But anyway, I'll see y'all later on tonight. We're going to pick right back off where we left at. What's up, Dollar Bill? Dollar Bill. I love CCC. I've been loyal to the saw. And they basically spitting in my face. Hey, exactly. Exactly. Make you want to holler. How you do that? All right. I got to get out of here. Got a couple of errands to run. But I'll be back. I'm going to drop a video at 5 o'clock. I hope y'all check it out. All right. We'll hope y'all come back tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I really do. Y'all make the show. Thank y'all for rocking with me early this morning, though. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you.
Listen.